day in the studio, so all day you be mad. So what I do, I bring you through. You try to flow and we laugh. That chemistry makes you into me, and I'm into you, so we match. That synergy and that energy is the shit to me, no cap. Everything was in my face, but love is blind, so it's hard to see. Giving up my time and space for a piece of you, that's a part of me. They say if he finds him a shit,
what up, good
they
people?
make us
What
see
up?
that
What
we
up? What up? Welcome to the
love
home of
way
the
you walk
organically
away,
fabricated, culturally uncultured, something specifically unspecified, unradio podcast of This Week No She's Right. Right? All right. And I have a wonderful co-host with me today, Miss Kai Bailey. All right, so as you can see that the loudmouth of the show is not here today. Oh gosh. But in true Lady Liberation fashion, right, we got a panel of ladies today. Isn't that awesome? Right? Say something. What? What was that? Oh yeah, and then we do have, we couldn't get by without having a male testosterone filled quote, so to speak. Oh, what is this? The phone is ringing off the, let's see who it is.
Hey, you calling She's Right?
Ow!
She's right. Yeah, she's
no,
right.
Ma'am.
She's right.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you got the other little man, another little man. That's
Yeah.
Who is this? Identify yourself.
Because I was told
That she's
by
right.
some highly compensating sponsors of the show that they tuned in to brag about how well it would do, even with my absence. And I found out it is 8/7 Central, and ain't nobody on the air yet.
Okay.
So it apparently seems that when the cat's away, the mice will play.
That's right.
So since this foolishness has gone on too long, and I can't even be out as MIA during my vacay, I only got one thing to say.
What is that?
Welcome to the home of the organically fabricated, culturally uncultured, specifically unspecified, unradio podcast.
Oh.
No,
she's right.
I'm me. LA is right.
So we still having that
And I apologize to all of the fans, you all the viewers, that I cannot be here today, as I have earned a vacation out here in South Beach. And as I'm working on my can, I find out that I can't leave the studio in comparable hands. So hands will roll when I get back.
Okay.
But I do hope y'all have something going on for the fans today. And while we at it, since I got to be on the doggone air, it's time to start the first segment that we are way behind on. That's Women in Sports. Hey, see, what do you got for me?
All right, I got a little excitement this week. Okay, so I have actually been watching the NBA playoffs, right? And so we got we're in the first round of the playoffs. So we have the 76ers and the Wizards. We have the Knicks and the Hawks. We have the Bucks and the Heat, the Nets and the Celtics, the Jazz and the Grizzlies, the Clippers, and my favorite, the Mavs. Hey, Luka Doncic. Then we have the Nuggets and the Trailblazers and the Suns and the Lakers. Y'all excited about that? Because I know I am. All right, so far.
I am very excited.
What are you excited about?
You know what I'm excited about?
What?
I'm excited about the Luka Doncic and the Mavericks putting that 2 piece in the pepper.
Didn't they though?
On them LA Clippers.
Did it?
Not one time, but 2 times. 2 times.
Yeah.
2 times.
Yeah. They're going to truly be Clippers in a minute because, I think I'm going to predict that the Mavs is going to take it in 4. I'm confident.
Oh, so you just calling for a clean sweep, something that y'all women ain't done in years, huh? Just clean up, huh? Clean sweep, huh?
Wait a minute, because this is Lady Liberation's Day, and you got to stay off of us today.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
No wonder y'all late. Ain't nobody tuning in on time because I give y'all 1 day out of the whole month. And this is what I give.
But that's okay, because we doing it.
And you know, I bet you Kenny, is Kenny there?
Yeah, of course.
I can't count on Kenny to say
You can't count on Kenny
I thought at least one man in the building was going to keep control of this hen fest, but apparently not.
Did you say a hen
You know
fest?
what? This hen fest, absolutely. Chicken bees doing things. And you know what? I will have to worry about this when I get back. Right now, I'm in the middle of parasailing with Bill Gates. He is happy about his divorce. And we're about to go hit the seas.
With
right
Bill Gates.
before we have brunch on, right before we have a late night dinner on the yacht. Okay, so I'm gonna do my thing, and apparently, all my fans, I want to sincerely apologize. Dallas's favorite son will return next week.
Oh my God!
Please
cut it out.
do what you can to cope with AC and her mini-me for tonight.
That's okay, because we got it though. But guess what I got to do for you?
I don't know if y'all got it. I'm just going to pray. Kenny, if you're listening, if you need me to come back on, at least to close the show, I'll do my best.
So we're gonna close the show with you right now. Goodbye. That felt good. Kick him off his own show. Boom, y'all. All right, so I'm gonna close, women in sports with that. I'm glad to, I'm always excited when my teams are doing good, and the Mavericks have swept the Clippers, so they're gonna clip the Clippers right on out of there. You like that play on words?
I like that.
All right, so on to the next one. I thought that in true essence, since this is, we're going through a year of our new normalcy, and I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about things, especially the government and all of this new free help people be lazy money going around. So I decided to invite a special guest, none other than one of my favorite people, my better half sometimes, the one who came out first. Mama, you knew better, but okay. I want to introduce DeMarcus Hewitt of Hewitt Services, the tax extraordinaire, aka the tax doctor, to answer a few questions about some taxes, because I've gotten a lot of questions about taxes and the stimulus and what to expect when filing your taxes this year. So we're gonna shoot on over there and see what you got, what kind of information you can give us today.
Well,
Welcome
we'll
to
see.
the show.
We'll see. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the invite.
You're welcome.
I do tell people all the time that I have 20 years of experience doing taxes. I have no years of experience doing stimulus.
There you go.
But we'll see what information I have for you when it comes to it.
So when filing your taxes this year, although we know the deadline, we're a little confused on what was the deadline.
Actually, let me tell you, there's been 3 deadlines.
Mm-hmm.
So April 15th is the normal deadline.
Right.
May 15th is the deadline for the rest of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And June 15th is the deadline for Texas, possibly Oklahoma, and Louisiana.
Okay.
So the deadline actually depends on what state you're in.
All right. Cool. I think that's a little helpful, because I think the tax deadlines this year were a little confusing for most.
It was very confusing. I had a number of people that were coming April 15th because they were stuck on the regular deadline. I had a number of people that was panicking on May 15th because they thought it was May 15th.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have the procrastinators that figured out that Texas has till June 15th.
To come back then.
But what I will say is that the deadline is not what people think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can file taxes pretty much year round.
Okay.
The deadline is for people who owe to file their taxes and pay without having any penalties or any interest.
Well, put that in your nugget bucket. I bet y'all didn't know that. Cool. So what are some of the common issues or problems that you've run into this year with filing? What are people experiencing?
Pretty much the stimulus itself has been a nightmare.
Okay.
You have people. The one stimulus went off of 2 different tax years. Another stimulus was based on one particular year,
Okay.
and then the third stimulus went off of 2 tax years. Well, people's taxes change from year to year.
Right.
You have new dependents. You have people that are alternating dependents with their exes. So it's just it's a nightmare to try to navigate that how much stimulus someone got, who's going to get the stimulus for which kid, things of that nature.
Man, I'm kind of glad I got my own kids. Leaving kids on my own return, huh?
Well, that's
You
good.
want your stimulus, girl? That's my stimulus. What's stimulus? All right, so I think that y'all have any questions for the tax doctor today? Well, I know you don't, because you don't pay no taxes.
I have a question. What about PPP? Can you explain a little bit about that and what's going on? Because I know that was extended a few times, and now they're saying that there's no money, but then they're also saying there is a few billion left with the community funds or something. What's going on?
That deadline did change a couple of times. The PPP is not necessarily a tax issue; it's a loan issue.
Right.
And then I have a loan specialist that's in my office that handles the PPP.
Right.
What I do know is that she notified me probably a month ago that we were pretty much done doing the PPP.
Okay. For the loan, really?
Yes, that we were done doing it.
Okay.
They changed some laws.
Right.
Looks like the banks were complaining about it. They didn't want people to charge to facilitate the PPP. And of course, you have to charge in order to feed your kids.
Right.
And not to mention, it's a lot of work involved before they get PPP.
Right.
And then there's going to be a lot of work involved to prove it so that it can actually be forgiven.
Right.
So they're not just going to automatically forgive it because you got it. There's some documentation that's going to need to be turned in.
So that's probably why the banks moved it over to other specific banks. Okay, that makes sense.
And you made a good point. So not all of the PPP loans are forgivable?
No, and not automatically. You got some documentation that you're going to need to turn in. Of course, I spend so much time on the tax side of it that once the PPP was introduced, I brought in someone else to be able to facilitate that side because I do a lot of volume when it comes to taxes.
Right.
And it's worked out. So I'm vaguely familiar with it just from having conversations with my loan specialist.
Gotcha.
Any more free tax advice you'd give us out here? For us regular folks?
I mean, there's so much that it's kind of difficult to even start. On the personal side or on the business side?
Let's start with the business side. I know that there are a lot of people who started a business or tried to start a business in 2020. And I know that there was some kind of, I don't even know how to say it, but I'm sure that there's some kind of money that went along with starting a business. I'm hearing. I don't know if that's just rumor or if that's true.
Not necessarily for starting a business, but to keep a business afloat.
Okay.
So the PPP is the one that people are most familiar with. They also had the SBA loan.
Okay.
So there was a lot of money, just like there was a lot of money given out to people for stimulus. There was a lot of money given out for businesses.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right.
But as far as tax advice on a business, with me, I do a lot of the more advanced strategies. There are some things out there that most CPAs and tax professionals will tell you that you can't take it as a deduction, and it's a total myth. You can take it as a deduction.
Okay.
Some people are told to shy away from the in-home office deduction, that you stand a higher chance of being audited. I've been doing this for 20 years. I haven't seen any audits triggered behind in-home office deductions. I don't even know where that information came from. You're told that if you have a physical office, that you can't take an in-home office deduction. Once again, that's a myth. McDonald's has a place where they flip burgers, and McDonald's has a corporate office. You as a business owner, you have the same ability. You can have a place where you physically do business at, and you can have a corporate office. And that corporate office can be your home. So once again, I deal with a lot of advanced strategies.
Yeah. That's good stuff. I have one more question. When I go through so I'm a human resources manager, so I see a lot of people who do I'm gonna claim 3,000 dependents until June, and then I'm gonna change it. What effect does it have on your tax return?
It has a big effect on your tax return. What I can see is that a lot of people forget to change it back. So at the end of the year, it's a sticker shock that they owe the government thousands of dollars. So pretty much all it does is decrease the amount of your refund and or increase how much you owe, because everybody don't get a refund. Even though they call it a refund,
Right.
everybody don't get one. Most business owners are gonna owe unless they're paying quarterly. And then people that claim too many exemptions to where there's not enough money coming out of their paycheck, they're gonna owe.
Okay.
So I like to inform my clients and anybody who's listening, either you're gonna pay them out of your paycheck or you're gonna pay them in a lump sum at the end of the year. But one way or the other, they're gonna get paid.
You get it. They gonna get it in blood. All right. So tell us where we can find your office, Mr. Hewitt.
Right now we're in the area of 635 in Plano Road.
And do you have open office hours? Do you use it appointment only? I know with all this COVID stuff, you got to be careful where you go because you can't just pop up at places no more.
That's during tax season. We're there pretty much all day, every day.
Okay.
For those that are starting a business or plan on starting a business and think that when you start a business that you get to control your hours and you're just gonna not work and money's just gonna come in and it's gonna flow. No, when you start a business, a lot of times you're working all day, every day.
24/7.
So of course, right now that it's not the busy season, we are working on appointments only.
Okay.
But you can pretty much set an appointment at whatever time you like, and we'll make ourselves available.
Good deal, people. So you hear that. You can visit the tax doc at hewittservices.org, or you can try to book an appointment with the busiest tax doctor, most well-informed tax doctor, the bestest. All right? Cool. Let's move on to the next part of the show. Patricia, hey, girl. Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Good.
How
Awesome.
you doing on this Lady Liberation Wednesday?
You know, I'm trying to stay liberated.
You know what? You said something. How do you stay as a woman? Okay, you know, there are so many demands on us.
Yeah.
How do you stay liberated?
You know, a lot of it is making sure you understand. Look, I don't have to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to take on every role.
Yeah.
I have 15 hats today. I can only wear 7.
Right.
Because if I wear all 15,
I'm gonna lose
yeah, pretty much. You know,
Yeah.
so it's just trying to stay mentally ready.
Mentally. And you know that, so this month, even though we're nearing the end of May, this is self-care month, our mental health month.
Yeah.
So a lot of, you know, as women, we do forget sometimes that care starts with us, because we try to take care of so many other people and so many other things. So it's always good to remember you first. It's kind of like being on the airplane when they say, hey, put your mask on first and then try to help people around you.
They've been reminding me all month with chewing gum. At work, they give
Like
me.
just regular chewing?
Yeah, I've had extra. I've had spearmint. Every week they give, or every other day they give us a new pack of chewing gum.
Yeah.
Say, chew your gum.
Yeah.
Release stress.
So, okay, as an HR manager, we're supposed to say that chewing gum does help relieve stress, but it also make you hungry as hell. You don't want to be walking around.
Yeah. So
It's a struggle.
it is.
The struggle is real.
Because once the sugar's gone, then I pop in another piece, and then I'm back.
Yeah.
What was I doing?
Your mouth be
Yeah.
watering.
Yeah. But I guess it helped. I guess.
Yeah.
I went through 5 packs.
5 bags?
Hey, I got 2, 3 every week, or 2 every week.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I know where to come when I need some chewing gum. I
I
know where
went
to come
through.
when I need some chewing gum.
I went through 5 packs.
Oh, so you don't have nothing to share.
I got a little.
So we all around here crazy and you stress free.
That's it.
Oh,
You see I'm smiling?
Miss Kai Bailey, how do you alleviate stress as a teenager? First of all,
What are you stressed over?
you living in your mama house.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pay no bills. So what do you stress about? Tell me. School. Okay, what's stressful about school? Because you're online, right?
School is stressful.
How's the online, I guess, culture or the dynamic of school?
Because online is way different than in person.
Okay.
And it's harder for me to
do what I need to do online versus in person.
Is it? Do you tell your mother that?
All the time.
What does she say?
You're not going to school because of COVID.
Well,
But just the other day you said we was going to school.
yeah, y'all made me mad. They pissed me off, so I said they was going to school.
Okay? And you know what? Sometimes it be like that. You know, your kids, I'm going to tell you something as a mother. Y'all know I love my babies to death. I talk about them on the show all the time. But sometimes they get on my damn nerves. I love y'all, though.
You're not getting on your mom's nerves. It's not.
Oh,
not doing
she
that.
makes herself mad.
She makes herself mad.
I make
See?
myself mad.
You need more gum.
Hmm.
You need more gum in your
Need
life.
more. Yeah, so I can stick it to her. Ew. Mr. Tax Doctor, you are in one of the most stressful jobs that I could think of other than human resources. How do you alleviate stress?
Man, I really just don't, I don't think about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that the stress is gonna come,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm ready for it. I just keep my mind on other things.
Yeah.
You know, I keep my mind on helping people.
Okay.
And yes, it's gonna be stressful. Like I said, people were coming to me on those different deadlines, and they're in total panic mode, and me, I was just
Chilling.
It's cool. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So yes, it is a lot of stress. I don't think I really do anything to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just be prepared for it ahead of time.
Yeah.
So when it comes, I'm ready for it and I flow through it.
How do you prepare for stress?
I mean, it's always gonna be there at some point.
Yeah.
You know, life is gonna throw something at you at some point. I think when there was a time when it seemed like everything was perfect and it was never raining in my household. And I would tell my wife, hey, things been good for us for a long time. There's something around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, I try to prepare for it, and you know it's gonna be there.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not as difficult to deal with if you know that life is gonna throw some punches at you. Stress is very hard to deal with when you think everything is gonna be Sally Sunshine, when you think life is gonna be fair.
Yeah.
So maybe that's my way of dealing with it. It's by knowing that life is not always fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think, sometimes dealing with stress, first of all, I'm a person who plans.
Mm-hmm.
So when stress comes, I try to plan how I'm going to deal with it, and it never works.
No.
Because it is really something that you literally have to just face and say, okay.
Because it never comes the way you're expecting.
Never.
It never. It's coming from left field and you were looking right. You're
Yeah.
like, I thought that, but it's this? And then you have to deal with, okay, now let me figure out how to deal with this and go through this without freaking out and hurting someone.
That's so true. That's so true. Because I'll punch you in the face in a heartbeat.
Not in the face.
In the face, throat, neck,
Throat. Throat. I
ear,
can see throat.
anything that I feel gonna break you down to where I can really get to you like I want to, I'm gonna get you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Y'all don't mess with her.
LA learn.
Don't mess with her.
When we was kids, I used to beat them up all the time. I love them though. So the quote that I found, that I thought was good for this month and for self-care and for awareness of just mental health was, it says, keep people in your life who truly love you, motivate you, and make you happy. If you know people who do none of these things, let them go. And you know what it made me think about? A lot of times, most of our stressors are self-inflicted because we try to hold on to people who stress us.
Yep.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that, you can't be involved with that person. It just means that you have to know how to deal with that person. So I think that, this month is a really good month to just focus on you and, improve the energy that you push out. Because, of course, what you push out is what you're going to get back.
That's it.
And people can feel who you are before you even open your mouth.
That's it. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was real good.
Good.
That was real good.
I feel good. No thanks to LA who ain't here, who trying to vacation and stuff. Anyway,
And
don't
try to
on
come.
vacation.
Don't try to come.
Yeah, well, you're blocked.
Yeah.
You're just not deleted because we want you to see all this goodness. Right. Okay, next part of the show, Miss Carvelli. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
How
Are you ready for
you?
this? How you feeling so far?
I feel good so far. I feel like
You tongue tied?
it's okay. I need to warm up a little bit, but it's good.
All right, so you ready to kick out? What you kicking out? What you got going? What you doing?
Nothing.
Yes, you are. Oh my gosh.
Nothing.
Did you just go blank on us or what? All right,
What
so
the
I got
team's
a
doing?
plug for it.
Yeah,
Right?
what the team's doing?
Nothing.
Teens are
Just
doing
be
nothing.
on TikTok and making TikTok.
Oh gosh.
Watching TikToks on Instagram.
That TikTok
Netflix.
kills me.
I mean, I go outside every once in a while, but I just walk around. It's really nothing. I don't have nobody to really talk to.
What? You can talk to me, or am I just too much of your mother? You can't talk to me.
You like to tell people stuff.
That hurts. What? Well, I like to tell people stuff. Like, oh, you want to talk about this?
Not on TV.
I didn't think so. Okay, so I like to tell people stuff.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
I tell the necessary people the necessary
No,
information.
you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
Okay, well, we'll reevaluate that at home. We ain't gonna air our dirty laundry today.
Today.
What do you like about your life right now? What positive things do you have going on with yourself? What do you do?
Right now,
Mhm.
positive things.
Mm-hmm.
Positive things.
Besides talking to you, hey Miracle Boo, I know she out there somewhere. Besides talking to your homegirls, what you be doing during the day when I be at work and I be listening to you on the camera and stuff?
I be in my, just what you be saying, I be in my room all day.
Yeah.
It's really nothing to do.
Can I share this real quick? So
no.
I was peeping in on Kai.
No.
I can't share it.
No, this is what I'm talking about.
I know. That's why I asked, could I share it?
No.
Kai be in her room, y'all,
No.
giving her friends the business, and I be cracking up because it's so funny to see your child
Acting like
growing
you.
up, acting like you. I was trying not to say it that way, but that's exactly what be happening, and I be like,
You see yourself.
damn, was that me? Really? I couldn't have never done that, but it be.
It's,
Yeah, I have to remind myself she got it from somewhere.
I don't even do anything.
Oh my gosh, Kai, you're hell. You are. I love you though. I love you, my little sweet punky, but she drives me insane, y'all.
I'm good.
You are. You are for the most part. You're good, but you got your moments. I be wanting to choke you out sometimes. Put you in the
Baby,
headlock.
because of you, you be stressing. She's
Because of me.
another reason
I'm
why I
stressing.
be stressing me.
Only because I just want, and I think y'all think that we as parents, we be lying when we say this, but it's only because we want the best for y'all. Like, a lot of things that y'all go through, we've already been there, done that. And as parents, in that moment, we don't stop to say, you know what, they got to go through that because I had to go through it to experience it for myself. If my mama could have said, hey, the stove is hot, don't touch it, and I not touched it, then, I would probably be a totally different person. But sometimes I remember, okay, she got to experience it for herself. But a lot of times I just don't want you to be hurting. But I realize that you got to experience those things for yourself. But I'd be mad as hell though.
What are you talking about?
Just in general. Yeah, you're not following. It's okay. So go
Well,
ahead.
What I'd like to do, I'd like to give you a bit of advice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for one thing, everybody don't have a mother that's watching over them and trying to protect them and trying to teach them right from wrong and lead them in the right direction and groom them. So even though you don't agree with what your mom is saying, you still have to respect it and you want that information. One of the things that I tell my children all the time, 17 is an age where you just get on your children's nerves. Your children think you're so dumb, you're so stupid, and they can do everything better than you. And what I have to remind them is, if I thought like a 17-year-old, then I would see everything your way.
Mm-hmm.
But because I'm 40 plus, I think like a 40 plus year old.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, your mother's right. A lot of the things that you're going to go through, we've already been through. So if you actually talk to your mom and listen to your mom and take heed to some of the things that that she's saying, it can prevent you from making the same mistakes that she made, which can also allow you to propel further in life than what she's done. Even though you don't agree with it. Because once again, she's not your age. So she's not supposed to think like you. She's not supposed to see things your way. And that's what comes between a lot of parents and their children, is the children are like, I don't want to talk to you. You never see anything my way. And the reason why we don't see things your way is because we're a lot older than you.
We're in front of y'all. Put that in your nugget bucket. What you looking at? Let me read my phone. All right, so for the show that's not a relationship show, let's hit some relationship nails on the heads. And I'm glad because we have a different man on the show.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that part. And you my brother. However, we're going to have to, I know we don't do it often, so we're going to have to cut that. Because I need you to be a man today. I mean, you're always a man, but I need you to not be my brother today.
Okay.
Just for the next 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So does that mean tell you the truth and not just what you want to hear?
Hell yeah. Tell me the truth, hurt my feelings, kick me in the throat. So today, which is so funny because I was trying to find a relationship topic for the non-relationship show. And because we talk about so much, it was kind of hard. And I think that I just got in my own head too.
Mm-hmm.
But I was at work and I heard a conversation in the break room. And I hate that I be overhearing stuff, but it be so good, right? So, and as an HR manager, I'm not supposed to get in them conversations, but I sure wanted to get in this one today. So the conversation today was, there's a guy, and he's recently divorced, and he has been dating, right? And so he was saying, man, it ain't no good women out here. I just, what'd he say? I can't remember what he said word for word, but in so many words, he was just saying there are no good women out here. And he's trying to find someone who he can spend his time with but not commit to. And so it was, in my mind, I kept thinking, who's gonna want, first of all, he's still kind of fairly young. So young women, majority of them, I'm gonna say, they don't want nobody to just hang out with.
Right.
They want somebody to marry, settle down with, buy them a house, help them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was amazing to me for him to say that because, like I said, he's still fairly young. So I was wondering, like, two questions came up. My first question was, how come there are no committable women out there? If that's really the case, why aren't there women out there, or
You mean
non-committable? I mean,
that do not want to commit?
yes.
I don't know if it's in our nature.
I didn't think so.
I don't, honestly, I don't think that. I think we're groomed from a young age and I would even say, even culturally, it's every culture grooms your daughter to want to grow up, to want to be a mother, to want to be a wife, but some cultures do it differently. Some prepare them. Oh, once you get to college, you're looking for your husband. You're looking for this, and then you're gonna be good.
Yeah.
And some cultures it's not quite that way, but I think when you get a Barbie doll, your first Barbie doll.
Oh.
Who goes with Barbie?
Ken. Ken.
And then Barbie and Ken are in love and they're getting married. They have a little wedding dress and
all of that.
And then now Barbie has what?
Skipper.
Yep.
So y'all know what my mama was buying.
Exactly. So I mean, even our dolls, we have then we get baby dolls. Take care of your baby doll. Now take care of your baby. You get a little stroller. Don't let your baby fall on the floor. You gotta take care of your baby. Don't let your
baby cry.
Yeah.
You be imagining the baby crying
in your head. Oh, I gotta feed her because now she's crying. And then they even have the bottles that shows where it's empty. I mean, you're teaching a kid how to be a wife. Yeah. You need to clean your house, clean your little house. We have our little kitchen sets. We have our room. Yeah. You're teaching them how to be a wife. You're teaching them how to be a mom. And so I don't think it's in our nature just to want to have that, because that's what you grow up with.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there are women out there that do not want to commit, but I think there are fewer women that's saying, no, I just want to hit and quit and let's go.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah. What would you do if a woman just told you she wanted to hit it and quit? I know you're married, but let's not think about your marriage right now. Let's think about just being a man. What would you do if a woman just said she just wanted to slide and get up?
So I'm thinking that you're under the impression that no woman has ever said that to me before.
No, I look now. Damn it, I said, okay, maybe I gotta turn it off in my head. You're not my brother right now. Okay.
Right.
Ooh. No, I'm just joking. But no, I know that women have said that to you before. But what?
So the proper question is, what do you do?
Okay, what do you do? I was trying to keep you out of trouble, but what do you do?
Well, you said honesty.
Yeah.
Men are a little more frugal than women.
Yes. With the penis, that is. He means.
A lot of men, most, 89.9.
Nah.
They're gonna be very content. They're gonna be very content with that.
Right.
I know pre-marriage when I was told that, I was like, great. I was like, wow. You know, it was like
Awesome.
I was like, wonderful. Where can I find 5 more of you? You know.
But you need one for each day of the week.
You know, what they could. Top five.
Oh my.
What I can tell you is later on, her feelings changed, and she did want the relationship, and in her mind and in her lips there was love involved, and I never could take her seriously.
Because of how she started.
Because of how she started. So I never could, I never did, and it never went that far. It was always, you know, just something to play with.
Right. Ouch.
But I think that, and then that's just my opinion, so I don't want any women to get offended or anything of that nature, because I'm entitled to my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think that it's a good thing when a woman wants commitment and things of that nature.
Okay.
You know, I'm one of those people that feel like, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free? If I can do all the things to you and with you that a husband does, but I don't have the responsibilities of being a husband, oh man, that's great. You know, so you should want some commitment there in order to have those type of privileges.
When first of all, I know, but let's just pretend like I don't. How long have you been married?
Let me tell it too long.
Well, damn. That's a good answer. Okay. When you were on the market and you were meeting women, did you ever come in contact with women that you felt were wife material?
Of course. Of course.
Besides your wife?
Of course. When a man meets a woman, I mean, it doesn't take him long to stereotype, prejudge her, whatever the case may be, and slide her into a category. You know, you slide her into a friend category, you slide her into a something to play with category, and you may slide her into a wife category. Okay. Typically, when you slide her into a wife category, the first thing you want to do is introduce her to mom. When you put her in something to play with category, she can't come nowhere near your mom.
Okay. Okay.
You know, you just stay over there. Yeah, you stay over there. No, you can't.
No, you're wrong.
No, you can't meet my mama. Why?
Oh.
I don't want my mama meeting you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like playing with you, but I don't like you.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
So that you get put in that category real quick.
Oh shit.
And if you come along and do something like start yourself out in that category, then
it's hard to get out of.
It's hard to get out of. You know, a man can be intimate with a woman that he don't even like.
Right.
You know, I don't hear that much from women, but I hear that from guys. It's like, you know what? I just wanna be with her because she thinks she too pretty, or she thinks she too cute, or she thinks she's somebody.
Okay.
So they don't like that woman, but they want to have something intimate with that woman, just to show her that they can
conquer.
I don't really hardly hear that from women. If they don't like a man, they don't like him.
Because we're not looking for, we're not hunting.
Mm.
Men hunt.
They are naturally.
Yeah, you're natural hunters, and we oh, I'm the damsel in distress, come save me, you know.
I can believe that.
Yeah, and so that's why a lot of times you don't see us chasing. Someone is
blowing up.
I mean, it's been going off for a while.
Oh, okay, that's the tax doctor. them after hours, they try to get them appointments set. I get it. It's okay. It's cool.
I call myself putting it on silent, but it sounds like it's on vibrate.
That's funny. That's good though. It's okay.
Yeah. So I think that's a lot of the reason why you don't hear of us, doing it. So I don't know. I don't think we can change that.
I think too, it depends a lot on where we are in life.
That's true too.
And it goes the same for men, but I think men are more so a guy told me today, he said, if I can't provide for you and take care of you, I can't be a man to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think about like a lot of men who when they aren't happy with where they are, they'll tell a woman, I can't marry you right now because I'm trying to get somewhere. Mm-hmm. And we as women, we're thinking, well, marry me so I can help you get there.
Yeah, because we're helpmates.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's funny how we're wired so differently.
Mm-hmm.
Because we just want to help. We just want to help.
Yeah.
And they just want to do it by themselves. And it's like, okay, so once you get there, if you ever get there.
In 15, 25, 30
I'm
years.
just supposed to wait, right?
Now I'm old and don't want you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so funny how, things play out because I always wonder, so I'm 35.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been married. And I'm okay with that, right?
Right.
But in the same token, it's like, well, I want to be married one day.
Right.
I want to get married. I want to, start building something with somebody.
Right. And that's my thing too, because I'm 40 plus.
Plus. That's a funny way to play it like that. We ain't gonna play you like that.
And I've never been married, and and it gets to a point. It's like now I have to think. Well, I don't have a choice but to be okay with it. But is there something with me?
Right.
And then every guy I meet, no, you're great. And then I have to think about, but I know at this age and stage, I can't get Junebug off the street and build him up.
No.
I can't get, right. And Junebug on the street loves me.
Mm-hmm.
You're the perfect woman. But Junebug,
right.
I can't cultivate you with 16 gold teeth and you still a rapping producer.
I ain't trying to do all that.
Yeah, and
a girl is tired.
Yes.
She ready to sit down somewhere.
I mean, I was at the gas station the other day in Scrubs.
Oh my God, I don't want
And I saw him. I said, "Oh shoot, here we go, here we go." And he zoomed by. Then he slowed down. I said, okay, he got left.
They'll be the ones with the most confidence.
Yes.
He'd be like, what?
Yes. And so I was like, whew, dodge that one.
Yeah.
I turned around.
He's still waiting.
He done pulled up on the back. And I said, you busy, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am. You married? Mm-mm. But you busy, huh, aren't you? I said, I am. Would you make time for me? I said, I don't know. 17 teeth all in your mouth. Not teeth, gold teeth. Gold teeth. I can't do nothing with you.
Yeah.
Because
I can't take you to no business
No.
meetings. I can't build no empire with
No.
you. I can't take you home to my mom and my daddy.
No, you haven't even started
None of
yours.
that.
You still probably a rap producer.
Yeah.
You know? And you're not making money as this rap producer.
Right.
Not to say you have to, but you don't have no foundation.
Yeah.
You still out there slinging and happy and just because I don't have time.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I just say if it's meant to be, it'll be, and if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But in the same token, you know, we as women, because that is something. I think that's something that internally we long for.
We do.
And men just don't give a damn
At all.
I'm sorry.
Period.
I saw it. He was like,
I know. He was like, wait, hold up.
Well, once again, I'm opinionated. With me, I have the luxury of I have hundreds upon hundreds of clients. So when they're sitting with me, they're telling me all kind of things. We're buddy friends, homeboy. I'm not just their tax professional. I'm their counselor. You'll be amazed of what people tell me during that hour, that 2 hours that they're with me. And I think that you would be amazed at the number of women that like being like that. I've shaved my goatee off, and I've been told that I liked you better when you look rough around the edges. I've been at a place where I sit there for an hour, and women don't look my direction, and then my client comes over my shoulder with the teardrop tattoos and the gold teeth, and they talking about, hey. And he's like, oh, them girls waving at you. I'm like, no, I've been here for an hour.
they looking at you.
They looking at you, And I'm like, I felt some kind of way because I was there looking like I at least had a job, company logo, shirt, things of that nature. And now a guy shows up looking like he don't have no job.
Prison inmate.
The dope man.
And I guess the tear mean you done killed somebody or something?
To kill somebody.
Okay, so you come through the door with a tattoo that is saying that you're a murderer.
Pretty much.
And I see some fairly attractive women just going to town. I'm like, wow.
Is that discouraging?
Well, I mean, I was married at the time, so it wasn't discouraging. I kind of thought about the different women that talk about there not being any good men out there, and I mean, they say don't judge a book by its cover.
That's true.
But the thing that I say is, if you don't judge it by its cover, how are you supposed to judge it?
Yeah.
If it looked like a snake, you might not want to let it get close to it.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't see how a woman can find a good man if she's looking at men that look like they murder.
Yeah.
They're advertising.
Yeah.
Hey, I murder people.
There's a lot of women that go through, I won't say go through the stage, but there's a lot of women that actually like, oh, he can take care of me because he's hardcore. He can protect me because he's hardcore. And me personally, I don't understand. I mean, when I was 19, 20, 21, yes, because I didn't know any better. That was just, that was out there, and that's, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, that's and that, blah, blah, blah. And then after a while, it's like, you can't do nothing for me. We're not going in the same direction. We're not, but I think you have to grow to that and mature to that. Some women never grow out of that.
Yeah.
But,
very true.
Yeah.
I always admire the fact that I grew up with very positive men in my life.
That's good.
My dad, my brother, my uncle. And so when it comes to the man search, I've always been extremely picky because I'm looking for men who have characteristics of my dad, who have characteristics of my brother, and I've always found it very, very hard because they don't make them like that.
No.
Oh my God! And I don't know if I've ever told you. I know I'm a little sister, but I'm so proud of the men that you are because there are not too many out there. And if sometimes we get hung up or caught up on wanting a good man, needing a good man, but really, what does that look like?
Yeah. I think that goes by what you need specifically.
Definitely.
Because what your mom need back in the day is not what you need right now.
Right.
Because you got to think, when they dated, they were dating with a purpose.
Yeah.
And that dating was to go to marriage.
Yeah.
It was not.
Yeah.
Let's
Ain't
just
no
go
casual.
to right.
Ain't no. I got this itch. I need.
There's no scratching itches.
Yeah.
It was okay. Could this be the one?
Yeah.
Lucille. And Lucille's like, yes. But now we don't have that. There's not many people that's dating with a purpose.
Yeah.
It's just flat out dating.
Say that. Oh my God. I gotta bring you in it. I gotta bring you in it. So as a brand new teen with the sticker still on the back of it. What when you're talking to your little guy friends, I'm not gonna call them your boyfriends, but when you're talking to your guy friends, what is the conversation, and how do you know that they're worth conversing with?
Okay, mainly our conversations is just about life. Like,
Okay, like y'all's teen lives, right?
yeah, like anything that happens, like if something's going on, the person would tell me. If something was going on with me, I would tell the person. So it's like it's really how you doing? I'm doing good. How you doing? I'm doing good. And it's just like a conversation about anything. We talk about stuff we see on the internet, stuff we've heard about, stuff like that.
So I don't need to be worried, because I be on your wall with the cup trying to hear. I'm just joking. But do you ever do you ever ask a guy what are his intentions with you?
No,
Do you ever wonder that? You do. Yeah.
because I can tell by the vibe.
Oh, the vibe. What you know about vibes, girl?
I can tell by the vibe they give off. So like if they constantly asking for inappropriate stuff, I just leave them alone.
Amen. Praise God.
Now you should be proud. It's on record.
Thank you, Jesus.
It's on record.
But
Okay.
if like they're actually interested in having a conversation about anything, then that's how I know.
Okay. So you're getting rid of the trash and you're keeping the treasures.
I do.
Okay, I love that. That makes me feel like I have done really good. Because I know, woo, little boys today.
Are not the same.
No, like
They're not the
okay,
same.
and I'll admit when I was younger, I would talk to boys and it would be like, hey, let's do our homework together,
Right.
or hey, we got to read that book. Let you read chapter 2 and I'll read chapter 3, and then we
Right.
can put it together.
Right.
But now, some of the conversations I've heard, not with you, and I'm glad to say that, but some of the conversations I've heard, like teens have, you'd be like, is this soft porn?
It is. We were just talking about, I'm a teacher, and so we were talking about what we hear in the hallway. They have no shame. No shame.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching this girl walk by, I had my door open, and she was leaning on this boy. Ooh, so you feeling my butt? You really wanted to feel my butt like that?
Oh.
And I'm looking like, okay, this is middle school.
Middle school. Wow.
Middle school. This is not high school. And then he was like, what'd you think I tried to do? What you think? And then she's like, well, I'm right here. And she leaned all on him and she was laying on. I'm like, do they not even, they don't see none of us teachers that's looking at them. And we're like, hey. And they acting like deaf ears.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, they're asking for this. They want this.
Yeah.
And then, we have a lot of pregnancies that happen.
In middle school.
Middle school.
Oh my gosh.
Middle school.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
As a father, what kind of advice do you give your girls?
Oh wow, man. I mean, there's so much.
It is.
And I'm pretty sure that I everybody has a close relationship with their father.
Right.
But I like to think that I have an even closer bond with my children, and every day is advice. Every day is an opportunity to teach. One of the main things that I try to teach my daughters is to get an education. Dating is going to always be there. That in order to accomplish some things in life and get to where you want, you're going to have to do without some things.
Yeah.
And dating is it's just going to be there. If you allow that to get in the way of you chasing your dreams, a lot of doors will close for you.
Yeah.
And I let them know that it's important for them to get an education and to be able to provide for themselves. Don't think you're going to meet a man like me
Right.
and you just going to sit around and get taken care of.
Right.
I try to stress to them that chances are you're not going to meet a man like me.
Right.
And that's not to toot my horn or say that I'm so good or anything of that nature.
Right.
But, we were raised single mom.
Right.
So I saw the things that women went through the things that they, grouped up together and complained about. And so once I became a man, I wanted to make sure that the young lady in my life didn't have to complain about, didn't have to complain about that. And sometimes I think that, that my daughters think that they're gonna grow up and they're gonna meet somebody like me, and that person is gonna stick by their side forever, and that person is gonna go work overtime and throw papers on Sunday just to provide for them and take care of them.
Right.
And I'm like, no.
Nah.
Be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
When you meet that person that comes along, you take what you have, put it with what they have, and build on it. But don't sit around and think you're gonna marry rich.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't think.
Right.
Oh, yeah, because that don't happen all the time.
I mean, even if it happens, if you're some man's toy,
Right.
well, like all toys, they get old, and you want a new toy.
Yeah.
New, fresh, pretty toy.
So if you don't have value and substance to offer that man,
Right.
at some point he gonna get tired of you, and he gonna want a new toy.
Yeah.
Right.
And where does that leave you when you put all your eggs on just being with that man, and that man's gonna take care of you?
And hell, he just might keep you and still get a new toy.
Right.
Yeah, so I've actually been pretty fortunate. My oldest is 17, and she still don't have a boyfriend that I know of. And I've actually been enjoying Corona because she's not in school.
You keep a close
I
eye.
know exactly where she is at all times. But I'm just I just try to stress the importance of education.
Yeah.
I even bring them to the office. This was my daughter's first year working with me.
Yeah.
And I'm pointing out and I'm showing her. I'm like, okay, so she see the ones that, have 100 babies and no male figure around that baby. And she see the ones that have went off to college and they making good money.
Yeah.
When I get, I wanted, I did a lot of returns that were remotely.
Right.
And so a couple of my VP women were doing their taxes remote, and I was like, man, my daughter's working this year. I really wanted her to meet you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And they were like,
Real
I'm flattered that
Yeah.
you feel like I could be, a role model to your daughter. I'm like, yeah, but what are we gonna do about it since you're doing your taxes remote?
We need
And I
that.
said, can you we gonna wipe everything down? we got masks.
We got you.
Come on in. It's safe.
Yeah.
You can do it remote next year,
Yeah.
but right now I want my daughter to see some
Right.
some positive women, some
Right.
business women,
Right.
some women that that are out there contributing and making their own money and not just sitting up relying on some kind of a man.
Right.
And I want my daughters to see wives and not just baby mamas.
Baby mom.
And-
Right.
and I want them to understand that there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a big difference in
Major.
wife and baby mom.
Yep.
At least with me, I put wives on a pedestal,
Right. Right.
and it's not easy to be a wife. It's not easy to put up with somebody's stuff for 20 years. So
Don't we know?
when I see the women complaining, I'm like, well, you could have kept that man.
Right. Right.
You could have kept that man. There's not a relationship that's without flaws.
Right.
There's not a relationship that's without some low periods.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there. So you can leave one man to go find another man that got even more issues than the man that you had.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so true. Because you could be in one relationship and feel like that's just the worst of the worst, and you get out of there and you be like, well, damn, I'm gonna go back over there.
Right.
Woo, Jesus.
Oh, I see it all the time when my clients split up,
Yeah.
and a year later, 2 years later, they on both sides.
Yeah.
A lot of times the man is saying, "I wish I'd stayed married." A lot of times the woman is saying, "I wish I'd stayed married."
Yeah.
And that's because there's nobody that's without flaws.
Right.
Like I said, I'm single. I've been single all my life. I've never been married before, but I'll tell my married friends all the time, if you knew what was out here, you'd stay your ass married.
Exactly.
You would stay married.
Exactly.
Because you're just going to get out of that marriage. You're going to spend some money getting out of that
Mhm.
just to get into something else that you're going to be trying to get out of in a few months. At least you gave that man years. You will get out in months because ain't nothing out here. But You know what?
You taught me something today, because most of the time I see that single people pretend that they're so happy being single,
Pretend.
and married people pretend like they're so miserable being married.
Right. Right.
And really, they're not that miserable being married. That's the reason why they still married.
Right, exactly.
They just don't know what it's like to be single in 2021.
And a lot of the single people are not really that happy being single. They just ain't found the right person yet.
Right.
Because what's generally gonna happen is at some point you're gonna go from being single to getting married.
There you go. There you go.
And when you was talking about how good it was being single, you was really looking for somebody to marry.
Yeah.
There it is.
So I like to hear when somebody single is encouraging someone that's married to stay in their marriage.
Definitely.
And like I said, I don't know what it's like to be married. I would love to know, but I do know what it's like to be single.
Right.
And that ain't what that is.
Right.
That ain't what.
Especially today.
Yeah.
No.
You need a helpmate.
Yes.
You need somebody to help you carry the weight. You need somebody to help you through the bad days. You need somebody to help you through the good days. You need somebody to. My most important thing right now is I want somebody that knows how to pray for me. Because sometimes we get so down, we get so low that we don't know how to pray for ourselves.
Right.
We don't know how to ask God to bring us out of where we are, or to just keep us sane through what we're going through. So, I think it's really important to have somebody who can pray for you, who can pray you through, who can get you through, who can help you through, who you can talk to, who can encourage you.
Right.
But that is our show today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to Ladies Liberation. Patricia.
Yes.
Mr. Hewitt, Tax Doctor.
Thanks for having me.
And Miss Kai Bailey. So Kai has a teen show coming, Teen Dynasty, with a new face, right? Yeah. You excited? Yep.
Nervous, but I'm excited.
She gonna do it though. But make sure that you check us out, Facebook. We don't have Twitter because we don't have enough characters for LA's ego or his vacation. But check us out on MMTG Clothing, where we're blessed to get you what? Dressed. And we'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned. Wednesday night, 8/7 Central, right here on No, I'm Right, at the executive suites of KMWI Media.
LA on a go, man, traction.